Hello, it's me, Snacky-chan the Sassy Llama, and welcome to the last video of 2016. It's been a crazy year, like I mentioned in the last video. People have died, more people have died between now and the last video. I mean, Christmas wasn't good enough. And I thought, if you hadn't guessed, I'm gonna do a top 10 of my top 10 games 2016, and some of these are new, some of these are not so new, and some of these are actually, none of these are actually pre-2000, so it doesn't matter. It's my games, my opinion, who cares? We're just here to, like, find out what I like. You wanna know? Yeah, I wanna know. Actually, I already know. I spent about a couple of hours trying to figure this bit out. It was really difficult. I'm also quite sick, thanks to my brother being a prick and bringing all the germs into the house, and now it's gotten 2 people in the house, including myself. Anyway, so I've got 10 choices, a few honorables, and a few reasons behind them. Let's start the video. Well, we're already started the video, but let's start the countdown. At number 10, we've got Hyrule Warriors for the Nintendo Wii U. Now, I haven't actually played this on YouTube, and I won't be playing any Wii U games on the YouTubes, because I don't want Nintendo to, like, block my channel and whatnot. But this game, I love Dynasty Warriors. I do like the Zelda games. I love the lore of it. But I've not played many of them, so don't hate me because my memory and my knowledge of Zelda isn't that great. In fact, I was one of those people who kept calling Link Zelda when I was younger, but eventually I grew to know better, and it's all great. So Hyrule Warriors, I love the gameplay, I love how the characters are designed, I love everything, and my favourite bit was playing as Ganondorf, because he's my favourite. Yeah. Now, that said, it's not the easiest game to understand if you have because sometimes they kind of don't tell you what you're doing. But it still made my top 10 at number 10. And now moving on. At number 9, we've got something different. We got something about from the Warhammer universe. We got Vermintide. Now, this game, think Left 4 Dead, but with Skaven, fire magic, and swords. It's mainly focused around the melee combat. There are some guns, because the Inquisitor and there's the crossbows, and there's a few musket rifles and whatnot. And we got some fireballs. And my favorite part of this game is that it's the conversation they have between the characters. Especially as the Inquisitor, I think that's his name, because my memory's shite and I'm full of cold. You know this. He hates everything to do with the Bright Wizard. And the Bright Wizard basically shoots fire and is death upon everything that's a Skaven. The only downside is that it plays very, very difficultly if you don't know what you're doing and if you're on your own, which is impossible sometimes because you can't play further than easy or medium on your own unless you're hardcore. But moving on! Yeah! Now, you've seen me play this one on YouTube, like, once. I did plan to play it a bit more, but the game didn't like it, and it didn't do so well. But Battleborn, I actually quite enjoy it. Battleborn is somewhere between Borderlands and a bit of a MOBA, with the leveling up systems while you play. Now, it's got plenty of replayability, and the characters are fantastic. I love all the different styles. I love how everyone is technically got a character that they can just jump into right away. And the only downside to this is that its replayability would be even better if you actually had more friends to play it. Anyone out there want to play it with me and record it? Let's do it. Come on, let's do it. Yeah, be friends. Be my friend. You got a friend in me. But moving on, we're going to find number... At number 7. Yep, number 7, we have... Cheers, love! The cavalry's here! Yes, we have Overwatch. It's a great game. I love it. Frustrating at times, but that's League of Legends as well. But anyway, Overwatch is a team-based shooter where you pew pew lots of different characters that have different abilities which are useful in different situations. We've got Tracer, who's super mobile, can basically almost teleport, and has a giant bomb. And then we got Reaper, who's Mr. Edgy McEdgingson, who edges his way onto the thing, presses Q, and gets to play the game. And then we have Bastion, who left clicks and gets to play the game. Then we have Torbjorn, who builds a turret and gets to play the game. Now, I love the game. I love it. I love the lore behind it. I love every single character. It's weird, but I love actually every single character. Even the ones I don't play often, including Winston. Winston, he's hilarious. I love the conversations he has. I love what he says. I love that he sometimes slips back into, oh, peanut butter and banana and whatnot. Great characters, great game. Fantastic, but it doesn't make my number one. You'll find out that soon. Moving on. Now we're going back to another Nintendo game. Again, it's also a Zelda game. We're going to Wind Waker. Now, it's a pretty game. I love the HD remake. I've not actually played the original one, but I will make it my mission to actually hunt it down and play it. I did look up some footage to compare it, and the game, it's amazing. It plays exactly the same, barring like the different slight motion controls, but we didn't have motion controls back then, so I can't count those, but I usually don't use them unless it's just tiny bits of precision. And the game plays fantastic, the story's interesting, I'm learning so much about the lore in it. I don't mind the travelling every now and then, because sometimes you just enjoy the open ocean. I mean, IGN didn't find it fun, because IGN, too much water, you don't know what I'm meaning. Moving on! Now for an indie one. This one recently blew up in the last year or so, and it has a VR game which has been released now for the Oculus Rift and Touch, and I really want it, and I want an Oculus Rift and Touch because of this game. It is super hot! Super hot! And as we know, everything is cool when it's super hot. Now the game, aesthetically, it's super pleasing, it's simple. You know where everything is, you know what to do. It's kind of like a puzzle shooter. I've mentioned this before. And everything... Oh, time only moves when you move. And you wonder why everything's going crazy. And then you're like, oh shit, if I move an inch, this bullet's gonna hit me in the... Oh my god. The game, I love it. I love it so much. I love the extra aspects of it, like the extra game modes of it that they've added, which changed so much about the game, which I've not played for YouTube, but I've played some of the main game for YouTube. And oh my god, it's just such a great game. I have no real problems with it. In fact, the only reason it didn't get to number one was there are slightly better games, and I'm fangirling. Moving on. Now for something a little bit spoopy. We like our horror games. I don't actually enjoy my horror games all that much, but when I do find that gem, I will play it to the end. For example, Amnesia, I did play all those years back in my gameplay days when they first started, and I still managed to screw up the third video. Lost all the sound, lost all the best jump scares. God damn it. Anyway, we're not talking about Amnesia, we're talking about Outlast! Now, I've not played the expansion, but I did enjoy the main game. I mean, the gameplay is solid in a sense. The environments are absolutely terrifying apart from the sewer level. But it's still... The writing surprised me. Sometimes in horror games, the writing's a bit flat. And this game, it actually kept me on edge. Even when the prettiest girl in that thing, like Pigface, whatever it is, I don't actually know what he's called. I just call him Mr. McPiggyface or Pigson, who rips your face off and your head off. He was great. I loved it. I felt like I was going to die 99% of the time, which is what you wanted. And then that quiet moment, all of a sudden in the background, a door opens. You turn around, and Pigface is straight out your ass. And yeah, great. I played this one on PC. Yeah, it's on a different console. Just had to think about that for a second. Anyway, we're going to move on. Time for number... Now I'm going to do a mega fangirl right now. And it's not for what you expect it to be. No, it's Battlefield 1. Now, I was quite not so keen to pay the entire price of it, so I waited a bit longer for it to come down in price. Didn't do that. Found a website that did it for a little bit cheaper. But when I played the beta, I was like, oh my god, they can't really do better than this. They can't do this any better than what it is now. And then they did it way better than what it was now. Now, the only downside is that I do believe that they do need to bring the Commander back, which I mentioned in my thoughts on Battlefield 1, which I'll link in the description below. The game, visually, it's absolutely beautiful. It's so visually beautiful, my computer actually struggles to run it. Until recently when I upgraded, and it's grand. I played it on PC because it's the only way I ever play Battlefield games. I don't believe that I shouldn't play Battlefield games on any other thing. But if you want to play Battlefield like on PS4 and Xbox One or any other console, do it. It's your problem. It's your problem. It's your thing to do. It's not my problem. You can do whatever the fuck you want. Battlefield, I've always been a fan of this series. I've also enjoyed Call of Duty, even though it's not on the list. Call of Duty hits that one point, and then Battlefield hits a different point. We're not going to get into a discussion here. Anyone who starts a Battlefield, Call of Duty war down there, it's all gonna probably get ignored because I don't really give a shit which one's better. I enjoy them for different reasons. Alright, now a game that surprised me way more than it actually should have. We're talking about a PS4 exclusive, Bloodborne. I've not actually finished the game yet. I'm actually stuck on the last boss of the original game. I've not got the DLC because I refused to play the DLC until I've got that bloody last boss done, and I'm so annoyed. I've not been able to do it for months. I probably just need to grind a load more because I managed to get him down to about 3 hits once. Oh my god, I'm so salty. The game is really cool. I'm going to say it's rad. It is super rad of a game. Visually, it blew my mind. The game is absolutely gorgeous. And I don't say that very often. It's gorgeous. The difficulty, obviously, it's hard. What do you expect? It's from the same guys who made Dark Souls. And I've not even finished that game yet. I've not even finished Dark Souls. I've got Dark Souls 2 and 3 waiting for me to finish the first one. But I've got really no problem with it. Sometimes the game annoyed me, but that was due to my own failings. Other than that, I fucking loved the game. It was yes, slay. I'm gonna move on before this gets too wrong. Time for some honorable mentions. Ones that did make the list, but didn't actually make it onto the top 10. Now, some of these don't make it onto the top 10 for reasons of my own, and you know why. Anyway, let's start with the first one, The Division. I've been playing that a lot recently on the PS4, and it's great. The game's great. It's got a nice little grindy aspect. It's a bit grindy at times. Excuse me. Still full of cold, you know. And you need more people. I'd rather play it with more friends, but I did manage to get quite a high level before I've kind of dropped off for a little bit because I'm now playing the other games that I got for Christmas, like Inquisition and Just Cause 3, and they're super fucking rad, but I've not put them onto this list because I've not played them enough to make a full opinion on it. I mean, only 20 hours in Inquisition. Dark Souls is on here because I still haven't finished it and it hates me, but I just love it that much. It's just like an abusive relationship in a sense. Battlefront, we're talking about the latest one, the one that EA kind of unashamedly cut down into the base game. Don't get me wrong, the game is fun. EA, when you get it right, you kind of get it right. And then when you get it wrong, you make Battlefront. It's pretty, super pretty. It's got all the aspects of Star Wars. Apart from the space battles, the Slanta space battles, and all the good stuff in between. Yeah, and then you make me pay an extra £11 per extra pack for extra heroes and a couple of maps. I'm like, I'm not paying another 30 quid for a season pass that's worth fuck all. Last time, Battlefront 2 had way more maps, way more detail, and way more heroes. Please, EA, get it right. Now we'll move, and there's also Splatoon. Splatoon's on there because even though I've not played it for a year, I still think, damn, that game is so fun. And I literally bought the Wii U for that game. It's one of the 3 games that I own for the Wii U. It includes Mario Kart 8, Splatoon, and fucking Hyrule Warriors. And finally, Shadows of Mordor. Not played it this year. I played it last year, if I do believe correctly, for YouTube. And it was just super fun. I loved the game, loved the story, loved the gameplay. It was a bit frustrating at times because people I thought were dead weren't dead, and why are you not gonna die on me, please? Just die. Why you no die? Just die. Just. You can probably guess what this is gonna be. You can probably hear it coming from, oozing from my voice. I am the biggest fangirl of this. I have spent... Number 1. My ultimate game of 2016. Doom. The remake, the renew, the reboot. In a sense, this is kind of rebooty, and then in a sense, it's a sequel to the original Dooms, and we're not talking about Doom 3, because that's its own little Doom in itself. I mean, it's good, but it's not Doom. Doom is the running, gunning, pew-pew, gory, fun fuck fest. You are the most badass character in existence. I am sorry, but no one else can top that. And then, these demons. They're like, I'm gonna kill you, because I don't know better, and you've got a gun. So you must be someone I can kill. And no, you just go over there, rip their fucking gullet out, and then shove it up their asshole, and shit down their neck. Not Duke Nukem. Duke Nukem suck a dick. No, this is Doom Guy. Or as they call him, the Doom Walker? Doom Killer? I've forgotten the name because I've not played it in a couple of weeks. And I'm full of cold, as I've mentioned like 3 times. But this game, visually, 10 out of 10. Gameplay, simple, basic. They brought in some new things, they kept in loads of old things. It's seamless. It's almost seamless. I'm doing things with my hands right now. I don't understand it. Oh, the story, very basic. There's not really much of one, and that's the best thing about Doom. You don't need a story. You got to get from point A to point B and kill everything that gets in the way. I don't even think that even the people, if you had like people that weren't demons, they'd be like, oh my god, it's Doom Guy, why is he ripping out my friend's heart? Anyway, that's my number 1 for 2016. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed finding out that how much of a fangirl I am, and I hope you enjoy raging in the comments if you ever do comment. Tell me what your favourite games of 2016 are. You don't have to put 10 down, just tell me what you like. Tell me if you had shared my opinions. Tell me if you didn't share my opinions. I love having discussions about games. Games are my favourite thing to talk about since ever. So come on, comment down below, and I'll see you New Year. Around January 5th, so I can get all my games set up, and next year it's going to be big. 2017 we're going to hit the consoles, we're going to do live streaming even more, even though I promised that like 3 times already, but we're going to do it this time. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next year. Llama out.